So some images, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. In this one, I remember thinking of it pretty clearly early on, and I've been sitting on it, letting it stew and letting it stew, and it's unchanging. Really pretty much right there where I had it in the first moment where I thought of it. So let's just see what we can do to honor that. So as I do, I like to juxtapose the, major mass forms. Danny, what's up, man? The stream is a little rated R today. Only a little, though. So the head pointing down and towards camera, the chest pointing up and towards camera to the right, the head's dipping down to the left, and then the pelvis down to the right. So you get this zigzag, right? Even if it's subtle, it's intentional, and it'll be something I'll be able to reference moving forward. I'm like, okay, how do I know what? Justice to our man who got the suspension. Does that mean he can't, like, watch? Yeah, shout out to the Scroll Reaper for living on the edge. Yeah, it's one thing not to be able to stream, but if you can't, like, oh yeah, that's true. I remember I wasn't able to log into Twitch at all. So, like, he'd have to set up a burner account or something to check out the stream right now. Which I have no doubt he would do if he felt he wanted to, so. You know what? Feet are all the rage these days. I should rearrange this so we can get the feet in the pic. Can you see the reference? So I'm not referencing anything specifically directly, but really quickly, I think I can show you. Here, let me do myself a favor and quickly censor bar this image. How's that? So this is the reference. It's from the Heavy Metal cartoon, and and basically this dorky looking world's dorkiest robot and this chick have just done it. So he abducted her from planet Earth and like seduced her. And she's all about it. And it's hilarious. Did you ever see Heavy Metal, the movie? Banned. I'll ban you. Let me ban you. I'll zoom out ever so slightly. I'm not sure what I would do with all the extra space. Adding the feet is going to require me providing. Did you add a warning for the stream? Do I have to do that? What does that mean? How would I do that? Set up underage warning. Well, I mean, thanks for the tip. I guess I should do that. Keep kind of going like this. Stream is meant for mature audiences. I don't know if that's something I can easily do right now. I think I made it not do that a while back, but creator dashboard. Streaming tools, content, community. Edit stream info. Content classification. Sexual themes. Okay. Okay. I turned on the sexual theme. What do you think about that? This isn't even like... Yeah, I feel like I did my due diligence. If there's... I'm not drawing nipples, so I can't be held responsible. Now, even though I'm not drawing those specifically, it'll still be worthwhile for me to know where they are in space, so something like that is probably adequate. And her body kind of going like this. And anyway, so this is like, I don't know, if I ran the zoo, like if this was me being abducted, and I just rizzed up a hot earth chick. Do I need to pick up my kids today? Oh shit. I already did. Kind of getting, the boobs are kind of getting pushed together like it's cleavage a little bit, so that's okay. And right now it looks like her hands are over her privates, but that's actually not the case. Because remember, the robot is going to get sort of inserted in here. This is just sort of me sort of sorting out where the landmarks of her anatomy would be. Now let me flop the canvas, make sure none of this looks too weird yet. This is okay. It's a little bit tilt. It doesn't feel as balanced as it could, but a little bit of play is fun. It's getting there. I feel like the germ is there. Mother's Day of all days, yeah. Can't fool me. I know when Mother's Day is. roundulous boobs are going to be a little bit more like this. Yeah, my wife was like, something simple is fine. And I'm like, it's a trap. Okay, so that's basically the pose. Let's do ourselves a few favors. Make sure we're clearly indicating the direction of things. And it's like, this isn't like perfectly. What can I do here? Pretty balanced there. Yes, what would make sense is if I tried. See how there's more white space here than here? Otherwise so very well balanced yet natural. I just want to see if I can do something. Just like a little bit more. Yeah, Rakin is, we'll honor Rake by paying attention to the feet today. I'm not a foot guy personally, but the, like, in that way. But that doesn't mean I won't, doesn't mean I don't recognize an opportunity to give the people what they want. Something for everybody, you know? Every part of this body. Belly button somewhere in there. I feel like this is a good start, so let's save. Oh, look at that. Save our work, right? Not a bad figure sketch invention. Okay. For hairstyle, is something we have to. So this is obviously a very. So the thing about this is that, like, this chick's hair is so distinctive. Like, it's so distinctively, like, I don't know what this hairstyle is, but it's, like, crazy. So, so I've got to honor it, and that's a little challenging. I've never drawn anything like that hairstyle. What is this? It's sort of like this. It's like every piece of her hair is like doing its own thing. covers her ears. There's this weird, like, butt at the top of the head. Like, there was probably like one chick on like one episode of Cheers who like had this haircut, right? Or like The Facts of Life or something like that. Back here, just looking at her face. Look at this face. Impressionable minds. Whoop. What's wrong? It's only a matter of time before something get banned, but okay, here we go. Because I feel like I want to have like a reference up so that like people can kind of see. Like all three people who are watching this. So yeah, there's some heavy metal. To be honest, it's a new playlist for me, so there could be some fun surprises, or it's like lame after this, or whatever. But obviously, this is a Final Fantasy homage. Hopefully cool. And it's like the covers or like the remixes of like video game music, I've just noticed it tends to be stream friendly because it's already sort of like breaking copyright or whatever. The artist doesn't have clean hands, I guess, is the way. That's the same way I'm doing like the fan art stuff. It's sort of like, yeah, I'm not legally given permission to do this, yet I'm not exactly monetizing it either or trying to claim ownership. Here, I did the wrong thing. You never erase. Okay. Kind of wanted to have like that similar like post-coitus blushing glow about it, but I'll try to make her look prettier. Do this on a separate layer. Now that I think about it. I have to do this in order and not skip steps because I'm not in a hurry. She kind of does need to have. Like the proportions good. But I might have to play with them a little bit. Her expression somehow sits out as set apart, bigger in my my original envisionment of this. I want her eyeline to be looking at this guy. I'll draw him in a second, like the robot character. Sort of a distinct. Where is she from? She's from the Earth, but it's like 1979 hairstyle. Because the Heavy Metal movie was released in 81. You know. And I didn't see it probably until 1999. Literally, I didn't see it until 1999. Can't do that stuff in cartoons anymore. A little bit stronger bone structure. It's like I have to, like, as pretty as I would make her myself, I want it to be sort of accurate to the depiction here as well. That goes too far. I think that's probably as close as it needs to be. The spirit of the thing. Okay, it's on the right track. Zoom in because I know no one can see what I'm doing. Attempting to honor like a completely different aesthetic than I would normally do. I guess that's the drive today, is like having been cut loose from a project that Paid the bills, but hardly honored me artistically. A little bit of feels like retribution. That's good enough. Roughly. Maybe I should shoot her look at camera. Start over a little bit. You like what you see? Okay, good. A little bit of that bad Zelda vibe in. Have I been mentally? I'm good. Uh-oh. Am I giving off weird vibes again? I sleep, sleep when I do sleep. I feel like I'm well enough rested. You know what has not been fun is my son being sick, but we tested him for COVID and he was negative, thankfully. Scratching around this stuff too much. Basically feeling right. Come up slightly. There we go. Basically right now. Yeah, it's not COVID. Which is great. He's just sick like a normal kid. But he's been sick way too long. Like the fever's high. Rest assured, not an emergency situation. But he has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so we're all excited about that. To at least get a professional's opinion. I have a feeling he's going to be just fine. Okay, so this is basically the idea for her. I like this. It's sort of hitting right. And then, so this goofy guy's head is just going to go, his two big megaphone ears are going to essentially do the censoring for us, and then figure out a fun pose for him. Sound good? And so this is great for me. Like, for me, this is wonderful to see, because this like figuring out her pose, like seeing if it was going to work, and then finding it, and then getting a rough sketch. That's like the hardest part. So it's like, yes, there's more work to do, but it isn't. It's like going downhill, and you've got a map. So, yes, there's work to do, but it's not going to be that challenging. Wow. Layer. And so this is kind of like, what is the shape of this guy? And what kind of pose do I want him to be in? Laid back. Interesting placement. Maybe I'll widen them out a little. That'll be part of the joke that way. Take some liberty. It might be too much, but let's see. Face. Actually, let's get the proportions right. It's such a simple design, like for the guy, that I don't want to just fuck it up. There's no excuse. the eyes as nipples gag is probably not going to work if his head is reading too big, and it kind of is now. So let's let that one go. I think the job, the gag still works. We bring him right back down to more normal size. Like half the joke is that he is like such a shrimp. Like he's like the smallest robot in the bunch. I don't know why that's funny, but it is, right? Big funnel ears. Pretty big. Yeah, really big. Overall, the funnels are taller than his head. On top and bottom. My brain is like trying to correct it as I'm going, and I'm like, no. Wrong is right. I do want him pretty centered in frame, so seeing as how he's sort of offset right now, that's a little unintentional. And we're right in the middle, and we can lower him. So that's pretty cool right there. His cleavage is good, we just don't want to show any nipple. More or less in the sweet spot. Okay, let's do the thing I always do, which is figure out the midline. All right, so her line, her eye is right there, which is good. That's what we want. Toss that shitty layer. Okay, so here's Girly. There we go. She's got that one, and then maybe on this one. Or just line them up straight down the middle. In this case, I don't mind it if his neck is a little more erect than usual. It's funny. And so part of the gag is, let's see here. I want her arms to like go behind his ears but above his body. So there's this inter covering and so like he is like nestled in between her legs quite comfortably. Kind of solves the problem of what he's doing with his body because it's just like under her. And he can just sort of like be spread eagle. His arms are like draping over her like this. The other one's hanging a little loose. So it's not mirrored too badly. He's got hands. So maybe he's got like a cigarette. Right? This is basically the art as I saw it in my head. Discovered some things along the way, but might have a few more revelations. We'll see. Guys, give me 2 seconds. I need to go. Yeah, the robot looks like, if you're going to design a robot, it's like the opposite of what you would do, right? It's sort of like intentional, obviously. I'm going to be right back. I have to basically remind my daughter to wash her hair. I'm going to do this. Glad to be back. Is everything working? Pretty good so far. This needs... I'm curious. Save. Did you like it cropped in better? I don't... There's not much is happening with the legs themselves to make me, like, need that. It wasn't part of my original idea. But it feels like it's, possibly wasted potential to, maybe some sort of compromise, like a little bit of a cut. Right now I think it's the robot's legs that are just kind of not working. And so I want to honor that by like experimenting with some things. Ooh, God. Hey, bud. You like the close-up better? I kind of do too. It'll be simpler too. Because it's like, that's more what it's about. It's kind of more powerful. Power of cropping. Not too close. And it's like, fuck it, it's not fucking draw. Doesn't even matter, right? Save myself some hassle. Not just on Danny's recommendation, but it's a subtle thing, but I feel like the whatever benefit was coming from the seeing the feet of the girl wasn't worth the awkwardness it introduces with like the far less I want everything to pull its weight and not be like, oh, this is great, except for this part seems weird, you know. Why have it there? This, make sure it's still making me happy. I'd like to get a little more central. Perfect the way it is, but we are something for me to decide. I think I drifted a little bit with this, is her head might be a little too low for subtle, but just a little too low. Cool. Was I satisfied with the drawing I did last stream? Yes, I was. Interestingly, it's done pretty well on. I put it on. I made a YouTube short, and it's actually doing really well. I'm getting like comments and stuff. I mean, doing well relative to everything else I post on YouTube, which basically gets ignored. Yeah, I've got like 4 follows just from that short itself, which is cool. I'll post it during the Twitch. Here, everybody click this. Click on that and then like watch it 3 times. I've moved up the robot in the composition a little to sort of fill that space a little more. Okay. But yeah, some people have been leaving comments and I've been getting follows from it, so that's cool. All that is extremely cool. yeah, I got decent views for something it never seems to do well. So, and I guess it's sort of like, for me, it's like a fun. Everything is sort of like an experiment. Like, 'cause I'm like, I don't know, how do I grow an audience? I'm trying, and it's sort of a viable sort of mode to come up with something that feels like its own like thing. I'm like, okay, YouTube Shorts probably not useless in terms of growing an audience. I don't want my content to be like shorts necessarily. That's not quite it, but maybe as like a part of a funnel to direct traffic. Okay. Let's see what. Okay, so let's save this. So this is a really good kernel. I like this so far. I mean, for shorts to like make money, you have to like really go for the stuff that like makes things viral, which is, I don't know. Like, hey, do you want to know 5 tips how to become? Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want to know 5 tips on how to turn your art from dud to stud? You know. Hey, just use AI. I'm like, Okay, let me think here. I want to. Maybe there's time enough to. There won't be time to finish this. I got to get my kids in bed before this is finished. But I might finish it on stream later, or I might just do it with my own thing. But I'll scream about it later. But I don't feel like I want to rush this. So let's just take some time to draw it in nice, do some inking. I'm gonna go to bed. Probably. My kids kind of go to bed late, as far as like little kids. Probably like 8. We start the bedtime routine before 7 generally. But it's like every night feels like an exception because we're constantly doing stuff. Like our routine is chaos. Like, it's already 7, right? So it's like, yeah, of course it's way too early. And I say the same thing. I'm like, whatever. So like, it generally goes like this. We put them into bed, and then they instantly like leave bed and crawl into bed with us while we're trying to watch TV or do something else. And so, you know, no matter what we do to like try to put them in bed, it's like they figure their own little ways of squirming out of it. And so we'll be like, okay, just this one time, but it's like every night is this way. this is fun because it's not Zelda fan art. So I can play, but also sort of see what like my new techniques can mean for like a different kind of project, right? You guys should. Sextra goes to bed when I stop my stream, and he gets up when I start my stream. There's no exceptions. Danny, are you tired or something? Do you need to go to bed? You're at work? Okay. I think it's cool you check out my streams at work. Make it go by fast. Okay, that's good. Okay, you'll be looking for a while then. Oh, good. Do you have a long commute? Biggest downside for work as I knew it before COVID was that I was constantly booked, but on-site jobs. So I had to, and I don't live in like, you know, the outskirts of LA or anything. Like Studio City it's like next to Universal Studios. It's pretty central. My clients were like in Santa Monica, which is near the beach. Now that's not where the studios are, not near the beach, right? So, oh, you have an electric scooter. That's cool. Good. I mean, my job would pay well, but I had to drive an hour, more than an hour to get there, and more than an hour to get back most days. So I'm spending 2 hours a day in traffic, and it can go by fast sometimes, but most of the time it was kind of a shitty deal. get into podcasts and stuff. But nicer now that I don't have to do that, and that time is time that, you know, I'm like, cool. Yeah, no, you put on some music, and I'd like process all this crazy shit going on in my life. That was mostly what I did. That was me time. That's what that was. Okay, even though this robot is comprised of like straight lines, and the original design is very much like that, like very rigid. I can see from like the lines that they used like rulers and stuff to make those lines straight. I don't like doing that. It's like a departure from how I normally draw things. I guess my idea is because like an imperfect line has a lot of character to it, even if it's imperfect. So that's the better option. This eyeball, though, I don't mind copying it and just flipping it. Probably the same thing with the ear. The arm position is perfect. It's pretty good. Doesn't bug me. This ear is going to be a crazy challenge for me to feel like I'm doing it right. Any future plans with Supercell? I really liked a lot of aspects of Supercell jobs. They were, I gotta hand it to them. They have some of the most well-designed like characters. So fun. Like drawing them is so fun. They're really, really well designed. Like A plus. Come on in. Hey. Uh-huh.
That's already good.
Okay.
So which is
Okay. That's okay. We just have to have him survive the night, make it till tomorrow. That's the idea. We will. We will try that. He woke up at 4 a.m. today, coughing his brains out. So I've been up since then too. Yeah. Is that wine? Do you have any wine? As much as you'd spare. Spare a poor artist. I'm just a poor artist, Mom. Those, I mean, should I do a Clash of Clans drawing stream sometime? I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's an amazing, yes, maybe I'll do that. I've met the character designer that designed all the Clash of Clans stuff, or the main guy at least. Yeah, assuming he still works there now. Be damned if I remember his name, but nice guy. He was European, if I recall, but he had like this. He's European, like whatever. They're from Finland or something, right? It's a Scandinavian country. So it was a. It is so well designed. It really is like, and weirdly, it like. I also get the impression that they did it easily too, because it just doesn't feel overworked. Yeah, it's chunky, but it is so. And it's hard to describe like why it's perfect until like you actually start drawing it. You're like, man, this is just easy. As opposed to like other designs where you're like, this is like this robot is torture. It's very counterintuitive, right? I'm still drawing it wrong. But like even in the cartoon, they drew it all fucked up. So it's like, who cares, right? Man, they were just sitting on. They are still sitting on a gold mine, I'm sure. But like the IP is like crazy good. They wanted to do all sorts of stuff, but like in the end, like all the fans want is like a sexy princess show or something like that. You know, they really like the female characters. And I was like, I kept trying to. I was like, we got to do this. We got to get these princesses in this movie. Like, let's make them the love interest. We got to do all this stuff. And they were like, no, the client doesn't like that. Sorry, Mom, I'm talking to people. It's all good. Thank you. We'll go in like 20 minutes, Mom. Okay. Do you think Kiki's going to do a bath? She doesn't need one unless you want to wash her hair. If you don't want to wash her hair, just skip it. Unless she looks... Is she dirty? See about. Okay. Okay. It's okay if things are... Up to you. Anyway, I'd do more Supercell stuff just for fun on a stream, or if they wanted me on a job, I would totally do it again. Yeah, I really wanted it to be... I was like, you know, because I want to pay attention to stuff. I want to know what people want. So I would look into some of this stuff, and I'd be like, oh man, the fans really like these princess characters. And I'm like, totally get it. They're like, no, the princesses are not allowed to be thought of romantically. I don't know if it's different now, but at the time they were like, no. Just totally shut it down. So I'm like, okay, you know, let's have fun with Skeleton Brothers. I'm liking this. This is funny. I'm excited to see this. Okay, so one thing is this. The arms can't do quite that straight shot. They need a little bit of a bend. Otherwise, it's too forced. Did you ever play like Boom Beach? That was the other one they did, and I did some boards for that, but that got canceled. Or did it come back? There was that other spin-off called Rush Wars, and they made like a beta. And I was very into that project. Like I was boarding commercials for it, and but like I guess it didn't perform, and so they just totally killed it. They just didn't even do it. Not a fan. Not a fan of the Boom Beach or the Rush Wars. To each their own. Fun fact, I've never played Clash of Clans or any of the other games. I never played Apex, and probably never will. But fan art, I'll do. And despite the, I have some misgivings with the, some of the creative storytelling decisions that were made with the Apex stuff, I really did fall in love with drawing the characters. So I'm totally down to do some Apex work, Apex studies or something down the road. Portions on the arms are important, so bear with me. I'll sort this out. You only play Clash Royale. For 9 years, yeah. I mean, it's weird to think of it, but yeah, my time on Apex was from Clash was from 2017. I did some over the pandemic, but not much. They had a cities game where it was different cities on different levels on a mountain. I did concept art for their splash screen, the video game loading screen for that one. I reflect on it had its frustrations, but I reflect well on my time on the Clash stuff, because they were big fans of my work, and they were very keen to approve stuff I did. Their designs made it easy. It was okay, I can make this look good for sure. Boom. It was like a vacation compared to most of my jobs. Facebook is 14 years old. Yeah. I guess mine probably is too. I'll have to censor this part. There you go. Could be. That. That's the point. You can't see. See the boobs. Don't need anybody snitching on me. Maybe give me a good shot. That could be. Anyway. Strange design. Just like. It's like a robot that's like making fun of robots. Like the concept of robots. Robots are so contrived and stupid. Basic primitive geometries. And they're like, let's take that so far that it becomes satire. Like that's the design. Must respond to the challenge of drawing hands well, even if it's a shitty robot. With a good start drawing, like a drawing start like this, like come along. It's really nice for me to have this like out now, because this has just been sitting in like my to-do button, like my to-do pile. Like mentally, it's just sort of been like, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do this? And it's like today I have a window and the will, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do this. And it'll be interesting for me to like see how like my style or whatever gets applied to it. I feel like I'm sort of finding it now with all the Zelda stuff, so it's like, that's cool. So let's apply it here, you know. What does that look like? And I don't mean like I'll render it like I'm taking forever doing with the Moblin Madness stuff. I'm just going to take it where the drawing feels it wants to go. The hand is too small. Where does it want to go? I need to have a huge... I don't have an artistic axe to grind anymore. While I initially liked the idea of a cigarette, I feel like it would be distracting now. This was in my bucket list. That's exactly correct. That's the phrase I would use. I think I did use it earlier. And it's an opportunity to, like, it isn't so much like it needs to come off my bucket list. It's just having, like, taking a stab at something. It's not about succeeding. It's about sort of like the trying. It's like, what's the harm in putting yourself out, even if it ultimately leads to rejection? Like, I could do this and then it totally flops. Sometimes I do pieces and I post them and people are like, whatever. It doesn't happen that much anymore, but it's like some of the hardest stuff I worked on, like, doesn't do anything amazing. That's also true with the commercial stuff, so it's like, what's the difference? It's like, if people are going to ignore what I do, like, might as well draw what I want. And now that I'm drawing what I want, I'm not really getting ignored anymore. So here, like the line of the leg and the line of the ear, very close. I want to make sure I do either intentionally separate them or intentionally have an overlap, but not just have this accidental, like, where they would touch. Like, we don't like that. Where it looks like the lines are, you can't tell whether or not they're supposed to be touching or separated. Even if it's subtle, at least a small, clear overlap. This is preferable. And then knees can be pretty boxy sometimes, but if I'm gonna draw an attractive chick, we can take the time to get a nice curve on there. Probably built up an audience who enjoys your periodic posts. Yeah, period posts. Yeah, in this case, we don't, like, there's all sorts of interesting anatomy in the knees that on a skinny guy, like, well, I'm not skinny in my belly, but I'm skinny in my legs. What about your mama kind of sticking? I guess, you guys are keeping me honest. I assure you, like, while I sort of try to be a champion of artists doing the right thing, I take all sorts of liberties with my personal life. Not in a bad way. It is my sort of when I do things like in the family, it's like, it's not that I put myself first necessarily, it's just there's a clear sort of hierarchy, and like, okay, like the grandkids are super important and I'm the guy who's like responsible for shuffling them around, and when I need help, I need people's help, and so I do a lot of like, hey, the kids are coming over today, and they're like, okay, you know, as opposed to me being like, is it okay or whatever, you know. Sometimes I'm like that, but hey, help is needed, everybody rally round. It takes a village, you know, and I'm not shy about asking for help, so maybe it's that way. Okay, this is basically done. That's the good news, is that everything else here can be done via like coloring and shading. This cleavage is a little too cartoony high. Let's see. Probably something. I'm not skinny in my belly. This is the crux of the composition. This is pretty much how I saw it in my head. Ever so slightly. That's... Because once, it won't happen now, I'm going to stop in a second, but the, once it's time to move to like adding the shading and do like put a blob of color on it or whatever, I'm not going to want to adjust line after I start like, the finishing process, right? So this is it's super helpful actually now to take a minute, think about, okay, are all these lines in the right spot where I want them to be? Am I ready to sign off on this? Because I'm going to commit to making it a masterpiece. When I get home. Okay, let's do one last thing. Save it. This part super small. Sticking out too much. Cool. Good start. Good start. And then, like, you know, you could imagine, I mean, if they wanted to do this, they could put, you know, right? But it's like behind her. Do that all the time, right? There we go. Not a bad way. Not a bad way. Save. Thicken up some of these lines so they pop with a thumbnail. All right. Big. Let's do a thumbnail because we're gonna be done for now. It was fun. You have to do it the right way. You can't be like, I love you. So, yeah, this is how punk rock chick used to. Hail Satan. Hail. Alright, good shit. Alright, well, that'll be that. Appreciate you guys chiming in, keeping me company, and being productive on a weird day. Alright, till then. Till next time. Check you later. Adios. Yeah, I'm all done. Gotta get the kids home. Be done for now. Alright, adios.